Sometimes we have to look at the past to understand the present and, in this case, change the future. 65 years ago, the world celebrated the polio vaccine. The deadly virus had crippled children around the world and paralyzed parents with fear. Today, we need not worry about polio, but live with trepidation of COVID-19. Our Maggie Smoka shows us how the polio vaccine discovered in Pennsylvania has researchers hoping they too can rewrite history.
It seemed like it came out of nowhere.
It's a very contagious virus. It's incredible.
Businesses shut down. Schools lock their doors. Overnight, your homes become a shelter in place, a classroom, an office.
I'm trying to stay calm.
Lives and livelihoods turned upside down, all in hopes of stopping the spread of COVID-19.
Everything and anything we'll consider.
Sometimes we can look to our past to help cure our present.
It could strike anybody, anywhere. It was so devastating that many of its victims were paralyzed in spirit as well as body.
From 1916 to 1955, many Americans were panic-stricken.
It can happen anywhere, anytime.
Another mysterious virus, polio. No one could quite understand how so many children were becoming so sick.
And I had polio when I was 5.5 in September of 1955.
So there was a definite fear amongst parents in America during.
Oh, very real, very real. And again, a lot of that, I think, Maggie, was because polio destroyed the American dream.
Polio seemed to come around every summer.
Here in the Midwest, Warrensburg, Missouri became a ghost town late August and early September 1952.
Parents avoided things like movie theaters, playgrounds, and swimming pools. Feelings of uncertainty kept them all empty. Everyone was at risk.
Some lost both legs, some lost both arms, some lost the ability to breathe, and others were very mildly affected.
When did Americans finally see relief?
Well, I think they saw relief. I have to be very specific. It was April 12th, 1955.
It's a day of triumph for 40-year-old Dr. Jonas E. Salk, developer of the vaccine.
Dr. Jonas Salk spent years researching at the University of Pittsburgh until finally creating a vaccine he trusted so much, he gave it to his own children.
Other thing about my father is that he just thought very broadly. He had deep concerns about humanity and its future.
Humanity received some of the brightest news in all its history. The killer, the crippler, poliomyelitis is losing the war.
Dr. Salk, along with help from Americans who raised money for the vaccine through the March of Dimes, had saved the kids of America.
One of the greatest medical achievements of all time had been accomplished.
It was a remarkable moment. It was a remarkable period, and it just illustrates what the people of this country, what the people of the world can do when they put their mind to it, when their hearts are in it.
The polio vaccine put the University of Pittsburgh on the map. 65 years later, the program continues to learn from the past.
You know, if you were to really sum up Pittsburgh does vaccines. Pittsburgh has a phenomenal track record in contributing in that arena.
Dr. Paul Dupre is the director of the Center for Vaccine Research. He and his team are now doing extensive testing to come up with a vaccine to fight COVID-19.
I want us to be players. I want us to be contributors. I want us to be creative, innovative. I want us to work together. And together is a really important word.
Scenes like these never will be filmed again.
Polio and the coronavirus are very different in many ways. But years later, we still share the same fear. The lockdowns, the quarantines, the loss of loved ones. Those things don't change no matter the virus. And neither does the race for a vaccine. There's no way to tell when a successful one will be ready. But just maybe, history will repeat itself.
What would it mean to you if that vaccine came out of the University of Pittsburgh?
Not only one vaccine that made a difference, a dramatic difference in the world, but a second one that would be amazing.
And one day, hopefully soon, the coronavirus will become another learning moment for future researchers. I'm Maggie Smolka for WTAJ News.